Hey, what's up everybody? I want to do something a little different today, something, kind of mix it up a little bit. I was going to do a video on my favorite and least favorite of the video game movies, video games that were turned into movies. And it's something that very rarely turns out to be a good thing. Most of the time it's an absolutely horrible movie, and I've seen a lot of these. I haven't seen them all, so if there's one that you think should be on this list, please let me know. But I'll start with my favorite video game adaptations. In the number 5 spot, I have Max Payne. This film came out like a couple years ago. I think Mark Wahlberg was in the lead role. I really like the Max Payne game a lot. I think I've only played the first one back on PlayStation 2 or something, but yeah, I thought somebody cooler than Mark Wahlberg should have been in that role, but I think the film turned out to be decent even though he was in it. I don't hate Mark Wahlberg, he's just not always the best choice for a lot of movies he's in. Number 4 is Hitman. And I was a big fan of the Hitman series early on. I didn't really like one of the later adaptations I played on the Xbox 360. But Timothy Olyphant, I think, played the Hitman, and I've only seen this movie once, but I did like it a lot, and I need to check it out again. Number 3 is Prince of Persia. This game's a lot of fun. I didn't play it a whole lot, but I thought the movie was decent. It was a big blockbuster film, I think. 2010, it was one of the big summer blockbusters. I think it lost a lot of money, actually. It was supposed to be a blockbuster, but turned out to be I think it lost a lot of money, but Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, is the lead guy in that movie, but turned out to be a decent movie. It's a CGI fest, like a lot of these movies are. Decent film. Number 2 spot, I have Silent Hill. And Silent Hill 2 was the first game I ever got when I first got a PlayStation 2. I got back into games really big when I was in college, and it was the first game I played, and I loved the hell out of it. So I was really looking forward to this movie, and it wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, and to tell you the truth, I fell asleep in the theater when I saw this movie, but I do enjoy it a lot for what it is. It's got some really creepy moments in there, and the nurses in there are really creepy. But decent movie, could have been a little better. Number 1 spot is Resident Evil. And Resident Evil is a movie I think is really well made, really well done. Not really a whole lot I could complain about. I was never the biggest fan of the Resident Evil video game series, which is probably why I like the movie as much as I did. But Resident Evil is one of the films I give credit to really getting me back into horror movies back in 2003, whenever the hell it came out. But I like that movie a lot, and that's my favorite of the video game adaptations. Let's get on to my worst list. This list is a lot more fun. This list, okay, first of all, 3 of these movies here are going to be directed by Ebola, so I'll go ahead and warn you. Number 5 is Alone in the Dark. I saw that one in the theater, unfortunately, and I don't really need to explain much about it. Alone in the Dark's a fucking awful movie. Number 4 is Blood Rain. And Blood Rain is so bad to me because I love the game so much. That was another game I loved on the PS2. Just an awesome game. Blood Rain 1 and 2 are both really good. And the movie is absolutely horrendous. It stars the Kristen Lowen, something like that. I know she was the female Terminator in T3. But yeah, Blood Rain is absolutely horrible. I think they've made like 3 or 4 of those movies now. But okay, number 3 is House of the Dead, another Ebola Flick. This is a notorious movie. Everybody hates this movie. I saw this in the theater too, and I was really disappointed. I like this game a lot. I always played it at the arcade. Had a lot of fun with it, but the movie is just terrible in lots of different ways. Number 2 on my list is Street Fighter. And the reason why Street Fighter's on this list is because that was such a huge game, Street Fighter 2. Huge game. They made like, 70 different variations of that game on lots of different consoles. But awesome game, big part of my childhood. And then they made this movie, which was absolutely horrible. Probably one of the movies that killed Jean-Claude Van Damme's career. Just an awful movie. And a lot of those fight game movies were awful too. Mortal Kombat movie was awful. But better than all of these movies, I think. Even Mortal Kombat Annihilation was better than these. Dead or Alive was another awful one. But number one on my list, a lot of you guys are probably going to agree with me, is Super Mario Brothers. This movie's hard to watch. It is fun to goof on, so if you haven't seen this movie, you may have a lot of fun by getting a big group of friends watching this movie. But this was probably like my number one game of my childhood with Super Mario Brothers, so me, like everybody else, was really pumped up to see the movie, and it was nothing like the game at all. Somebody really dropped the ball on this one. And I think John Leguizamo was in there. It was an all-star cast. Just the movie was awful. Terrible movie. And I've got down here honorable mentions for my worst movies, and I've got Doom on here just because Doom was another huge game to me, and I saw that movie in the theater and absolutely hated it. It was terrible. But yeah, Doom 2, both great games. Awful movie. But yeah, I'm going to try to put some posters up in this movie, some poster art for these movies in this video so you guys can see. I know YouTube hates it when I put posters in the videos for some reason. They always get pissed off, but I'm going to do it anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace.